Hello and good morning, everyone. It's Saturday. Woo! I've had a pretty good morning. I got up early and I did some chores, which for people who don't like chores, it's chores, but it feels good to have a clean home, and that's kind of why I'm happy. I'm like, yay, house is clean. I can now have fun. We're here in the Spilled Juice world, our magical playthrough or attempt of magical playthrough. I've done stuff and things. I've got a little bit more organization as far as blocks is concerned. Granted, these are all still the things that need sorting. We'll get there. I improved the stairway here. I still haven't decided what type of stairs I'm putting here. If I'm just going to do block craftery and place these blocks inside it, most likely the case. That I'm leaning towards that. But I haven't done a whole lot here at the town hall. I have done a whole bunch of things everywhere else. So we're going to cover what I want to get done today, and I will show you what I've been up to between streams so that you know. Let's see. Let me start by saying I did a little bit of research on automating the bee breeding problem I was having. I think I got it figured out. So I believe we'll be able to do a bit better job of automating the bees in the future. This is running. It's running decently well. I have collected some of this, so it's not as full as it was. We do have one problem with this, and that's these guys. These guys are falling into the water and then getting stuck here. I think if I do half slabs across the top here, stuff will still follow under it and these guys won't get stuck there. So we're going to need to make that change. Let me see what we have for half slabs already crafted before we get too far. But yeah, I keep getting the pecks stuck in there, and we don't need that. No one needs that. Let's see if we have cobble ones. We have plenty of cobble ones. But yeah, we'll get that first. But anyway, tree farm's running. I like it better this way. Oh, see, now we have two. We don't need this happening. So like I said, I think this will still allow items to fall under the water. We're gonna have to kill you. I'm sorry. Oh, you guys work like zombies? Great. Wow, see all the stuff they collect? Alright. Let's see, he's had a whole bunch of stuff on him. Look at all these eggs he's picked up. Oh, these eggs are probably from the chickens in the area too. We'll have to deal with that. He had a couple golden nuggets on him. We're just going to chuck that stuff in there for now. But that may potentially stop the problem. We're going to have to see what happens to the logs as they come in towards the beacon, if they actually go underneath there. I believe they will. Let's give it a moment. Did we just see one do that? Me and vanilla mechanics, I never can remember. I never can remember. Boy. We should speed this up when we can. We need to give it starlight power. Yep, they just went under there. Yep, we're fine. Good, good. Okay, so the other thing that I've done is over in the Astral Sorcery area. So let's head over there. And you can see I've done a little bit. Look. I can now fly! I can fly in this area. It's a relatively decent range. I haven't tested it yet, and I haven't maxed it out. But as I told you before, I was going to do the crystals needed to do the Vicio ritual. and I have done so. I need to make a few more lenses, which is why it's nighttime. We're going to go ahead and do that. Sing owls. And we're gonna max out the range of the VCO beacon. As I said, I've only got the 2 here, and we'll be able to get that going. And then I started working on some building. I didn't have a whole lot of time when I started this, but I have up to the level that I want to make another walkway to go this direction to connect our Starlight infuser and the light well area. We may move this, but I'm not sure. And then it'll of course wrap around these rituals, and I'm going to have it go this way and do the same thing over here until there's a stairway that will connect us to our attunement altar. And that stairway will probably continue up to wherever we end up putting the observatory up here. So that's that part. We're slowly working through this. As I think I've mentioned at the beginning when we started building this, Astral Sorcery, since it requires so much on having access to Starlight, it's all going to be open. It's not going to be like enclosed buildings. So that is why another reason why this ritual is so important to prevent mob spawning in the area, because we have to do a lot of stuff at night, and with it being open, this is the way to do that. So yeah, this little curve that I have here is going to go straight right here and then curve this way in the same fashion. So I need to calculate where to do that from, and I've been using something we made early on, the World Shaper Sextant, to do that, which is a Botania tool that helps you draw circles. So that is where that came from. I believe I figured like where the middle of this is, and I went up over here and just pulled it this direction. So that's how I made that circle, and I'll probably do the same thing here, figure out where I stood. I think I stood actually not 100% sure where I stood. I think I picked this as the middle point because I started it here, over that way to lining it up. Oh, hey, I bet I stood right here. This seems to make sense for me. I probably stood right here. Man, those owls, goodness. Anyway, it's nighttime, so we should be able to do the ritual that I have set up in here for one more lens. I need to get more supplies to do more than one, but we have enough to do this, so we'll get you. Oh, it gave us 5. That must be the recipe. It only says 1. I wonder why we're getting 5. Is it because it's a higher tier altar or something? Anyway, I need the linking wand. Let's get this set up. Alright, so you can see that the light beam comes off over here. So we need to put another one pointing that way, and then it goes over here. Oh, there we go. That should be it, I think. When you see the constellation in there, I think that's all of the redirections that it needs. Because it's technically drawing the constellation, as you can see. Start here and it goes that way, and that way, and it's very much how the constellation is drawn. You start at the end and you go through to 3 points. So yeah, you're technically redrawing the constellation somewhat. That's the way this one is as well. Yeah. We now have a max flight beacon, a flight ritual. I have no idea how far I can fly before I end up falling. I haven't tested that. All I know is that you can't go, you can't, like, if I leave the area, The ritual won't come with me. I need to do a anchor. I can remove that. Anchor. One of these. 2 of these technically, but you get 2 in a recipe. And then I can learn, I need to figure out where I need to put the ritual anchor. I think it needs to be a couple of blocks above the actual ritual, and then I can put it anywhere else, and it will make that ritual work wherever I'm at. It won't work here then, but it'll work wherever I'm at. So I could move the ritual beacon around. Now it needs to be linked, so I need to use that linking tool to link the 2. But that is something that I will likely do when I do building in areas. Like for now, this area I was doing some building, which is why the flight has been helpful. And I did some more building in another area where before I had this set up, so I had to do it in, you know, the usual way without flight. But yeah. So there's what I've done in Astral Sorcery. We do need to keep making these crystals. So I'm going to need to take some time again and do some more improvement. I have some rock crystals, but I don't have any more celestial crystals that are perfect. So I need to work on that. The rock crystals don't give me quite as much range for rituals, but some rituals I don't need the range. I needed it. I wanted it. Okay, need. There you go. Wanted it for mob spawns in this area and for flight. Those are the ones that'll give us the max range of them. So that's totally what I wanted to do with that. Okay. Yay. Something I wanted to mention that brought up in my YouTube video of this stream. We were working on a Cobbleworks a couple of streams ago, and I set up the block breaker over in the town hall, and I was trying to figure out how to get sand. And I told you a long convoluted method of going through Astral Sorcery transmutation to get sand. We're not going to do that because like an hour and a half after the stream I was playing here, and I realized this guy. We made this how long ago? We get, when it's running, which when you unload this chunk, it stops running. When it's running, I've got endless sand. Sand for days. Sand and sand and sand. So I don't need to be doing the whole convoluted method with the transmutation of soul sand. Nope, nope, nope. I don't know why I didn't remember this. So we've got cobble. We can smelt cobble to get stone and get to stone brick. We've got sand, and we can do glass with that. And sandstone. So I don't know what my deal was. So the whole obsession with the Cobbleworks, we really just need to set up some smelting and crafting. So I need to create a smelter that uses some magical methods, and I think our best options at this point is working towards Botania to get the exoflame. So we need a reliable mana source and then the exoflame. But there's also a Thaumcraft method. There's a furnace in Thaumcraft that uses Essentia, I believe, to make, to do your cooking and stuff. I haven't really ever used it, but we're on the cusp of working on a whole bunch of Thaumcraft too. So as you remember last time, we set up some basic things so we can start getting into that. All right, so that's what I've done here. So let's go to a brand new warp. Again, we'll have different ways of fast traveling than these warps at some point, which we could do with Astral Sorcery. We now have a farm. Are you ready to see it? This is near our, there's our town hall, you can see, and then the Roots School of Magic is right there. So we're on the plains between the two. There you go. Okay, so we can't fly. We're not near the ritual. We're going to walk around. This is not something I designed. I'm going to give you that heads up right away. I did change the blocks because this is a modded playthrough, and the person who built it on YouTube was in a vanilla game. But I thought this was impressive. This is an awesome looking barn, and it suits our style, and it was something I could put together with a bunch of wood that I had. So I've got a bit of a tree farm over here because I needed the wood to make it. But we'll walk through. I'll show you the different blocks that I used, and this is called, let me bring up what it is so you guys know. This is called the Ultimate Barn by the Mythical Sausage. So you can look him up on YouTube. It's the Ultimate Barn. And it's pretty much block for block that I recreated it, except for, like I said, I changed blocks so that I used some modded blocks with it. Like he used the lanterns that are available in vanilla, and I used the rustic iron lanterns. These are iron lanterns. This guy, it's not expensive, just some iron and nickel charcoal gives you 4. So yeah, I just used those instead. They connect pretty nicely. He had to use fence posts to connect his lanterns. So these were barrels in vanilla. I didn't like any of the barrel options or crates that we had, so this is just a chisel block. And so yeah, he used stripped logs for areas like I think these are the stripped logs in his. But anyway, I like the way mine turned out, and we're gonna walk around. We're gonna walk through it, and then we'll walk around it so you can see the whole thing. So inside here, we've got 2 corrals, and I will explain to you how I got these animals in a moment, because it was a joyful moment. It was because we were trying to figure out how to get animals in here, and I was like, oh yeah, yay. Once I figured it out. There's an area up here that currently is empty. It's for you know, storage, and it had these gangplanks. He used the campfires that are in vanilla. I just used slabs, but does the same thing. All right, and then out here is the paddock with some horses. All right, so you saw in this wing were sheep. Hello, Darkwing. And then over here are chickens. And then over here, this is meant for rabbits, but I wasn't gonna go hunting for rabbits. But so there's an empty spot here, but I grabbed a whole bunch of deer. So we've got the deer trying to run away from me right now. Yeah, so this is, let's see, I do have blocks. Jump up so you can see a different view. And that's what it looks like on the other side too, with the dormers. But yeah. Actually, I think this does it. So again, this is not my design. I found one on YouTube that I thought would fit our aesthetic. So, yep. Sheep are here. Cows and pigs are in here, Darkwing. But the other beautiful thing that this barn has is a space for a roots ritual. So, this ritual that I'd like to set up is called Animal Harvest. And I looked up the range of it. It is a 15 radius square that is also 10 high from the pyre. So it's centered on the pyre here, and it goes 15 in each direction and then 10 up. So it's not a cube. I do not know if this will get in the way. It probably will, so let's get rid of it. I've also disabled my perk that does those lights. I'll explain to you how I did that in a moment, because there's a way to do that with Astral Sorcery. But again, Animal Harvest, we're going to put stuff in here and light the pyre, and it will harvest things from the animals in the range without killing the animals. Sound good? So the things we need to do that ritual: wild wheat, wild root, melon, carrots, and wool. So somewhere we're going to need to get a bunch of this stuff. All right. These are not hard to do. We can even automate them with roots. I would need an excess of bone meal to do the germination ritual. The germination ritual speeds up growth, and if we use that aqueous soil, it'll auto harvest, and then we can just collect it. So no problem. The germination ritual requires bone meal. Germination. And we currently don't have a really good source of bones. This bark we're going to need to just get a whole bunch of. This is something that has to be done manually. I'm pretty sure you can't automate using a knife on bark, but we could test that. Again, it's probably not something that we're going to leave running continuously anyway. We just get a whole bunch of stuff and turn it off, or let the pyre burn out. Wild root, spirit herb, and aubergines can all be grown. Sound cool? So yeah, there we go. All right, so how did I turn off my perk? The perk I disabled is this one right here, Miner's Delight. This is the one that creates those sources underground. You create a sealing sigil is what you need to make. It's not hard to make, but it's these sealing sigils. It's nocturnal powder, glass lens, and stardust, and this is just illumination powder that's been darkened, pretty much. You get one in this crafting recipe, and if I were to want that perk back, I can break it off of what it's sealing, but I would need to make more of these in order to recover it. Okay, so it's nice when we're going mining and whatnot, but when I'm doing building and things, I'd much rather make my own lighting. And in here, the lighting sources that were being created were interfering with the ritual. When you use the book to visualize the ritual, it had red blocks around all of the illumination spots that were showing up, and that told me that that wasn't good for the ritual. So yeah, so that we're gonna try and work on getting this running. That's one of the goals for today, is to try to get that running. And we would get wool, and I don't think the horses drop anything unless they count as dropping leather. I don't know. And then we'll get the leather and cow meat, and we'll get pork, and we'll get eggs and feathers and chickens, and I don't know if we'll get deer meat, but they're in range, so we'll see. Now, how did I get all these animals, you may be wondering, because we were trying to figure out, we didn't have any really easy methods to do that until the mod pack was updated and random things was added. I went exploring. I actually went kind of mining in the area. I won't go there directly, but when we did our embers stuff, we exposed a cave. I don't know if you remember that. Down here. And this is before I did this before I turned my Miner's Delight off, so there's a bunch of yellow lights down here. But down here we have this cave. Alright, so I just went exploring through the cave system, and I wonder if you can see. Sort of. It's not on the same Y level, is it? But there's a dungeon. Where did I... you can't see it on here. But anyway, I went exploring in this system. This might be it, actually. So I found a dungeon that had chests in it, and when I opened the chests, it had one of these in it. A summoning pendulum! Yay! So this let me just pick up the animals and move them. So that was amazeballs. I was so happy about that. And then the other thing that I've done that we might work on today, and I know I'm just showing you everything that I've done because I have done a lot of things between streams. Because I was having some fun. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's always fun to, you know, to get into a game so that you're really enjoying yourself. But one of the questions that I had not solved yet was how do we get spawners, get a mob farm going? How do we move those spawners? And there was an easy way answer for that too. We're just gonna teleport there because it's nighttime. The answer, diamond chest transporters. So it's a config option in diamond chest transporters whether or not it will pick up spawners, and it hadn't been turned off. So I just picked a few spawners up. I happened to go over to one of the roots shacks that has spawners in the basement, and one of them was witches, so we have witches. That'll be awesome. But then I also picked up a skeleton and zombie spawner because in that same area I found a Thaumcraft dungeon which has 2 spawners and then a pit with treasure in it. Bunch of treasure in it. But yeah, so I picked up those spawners. So we have the ability to get bone meal for that farm. We have to make the farm, the mob farm, but we have spawners, so that's exciting. Here's a bunch of the stuff that was in those chests that I looted, as well as there was some other like gold and iron and whatnot, but I've moved those into the other things. But these are some of the other, so I have 2 of these summoning pendulums. I've got a couple of portable ender chests. But yeah, so there we go. I think I've caught you all up. You are all caught up. So today I have a long list of things to work that we can work on today. We can do some decorating of the exterior of this town hall, get some roads planned away, leading out of the town hall. We could figure out where to put the spawner mob farms so that we can AFK at them to get resources. We can work on bees, as we currently don't have a really reliable mining method other than manual mining and the really slow buildcraft quarry that I have in the mining age. And we need to work on the animal harvest ritual, which means working on farms. So those are all the things we have on the list for today. They all sound fun to me. I'm trying to remember why I wanted animal farms, if there was something specific I was needing from them. But I don't think there was. I think it was just that, I wanted a method of getting animal drops. So, yeah. It's almost daytime. Okay. Do we have any? Do we have it here? We have melon seeds. We don't have a carrot here, so we'll have to go over to our little farm to grab a carrot. And the roots, we'll need the root stuff anyway. Home roots. Alright. We need wild wheat and wild root. So these are wild wheat seeds, and the wild root you can just plant directly. Those 3 we need, and then we need carrots. which we get from our little farm down here. Carrots, there they are. Okay. There's that. And then wool, I think, was the last thing that was needed. Hello. So there, we need to automate all of these farms. The very easiest way to do that is to make some more of the elemental soil and turn it into aqueous soil. The one thing we're going to need to automate in a different way is the melon, because the melon won't pop. It won't pop off of the aqueous soil. In fact, I tested it in creative, and if you put the stem on top of aqueous soil, it just reverts the stem back to 0, and it has to regrow again, and you can't. It won't place on aqueous soil. So we have to do an automation. We have to automate a melon farm, which shouldn't be hard to do. We could just put a block break with the current methods that we have is to put an embers block breaker here, or we could use the block breakers from random things, like we have our sugarcane farm. That's totally doable, right? And the runs from random things are nice because they'll put stuff into a chest. The ones from embers, I think you need a bin underneath it. That might be cleaner. So we'll see. But those are the things we're going to need to work on. Let's see if we have any elemental soil. We won't need a lot of it, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not foreseeing needing this to run constantly. We have 3, so we need to make more elemental soil, and to do that we need to use the Fey crafting: terra moss, dirt, gravel, bone meal, wide root. Let's do it 3 times. Does it make 1 per? It makes 4. 3 should be good then, because that'll make us 12. And then it needed wild root. Oops. Terra moss, wild root, dirt, and gravel, right? Bone meal. Okay. There's the, excuse me, there's the bone meal, and dirt is a soft block, and then we have gravel. All right. And do I happen to have a knife? I do. All right, so let's go do that. In our Fey crafting over here. All right. There we go. So now we have 15 elemental soil. All we need to do is chuck this in some water and it becomes the water type. Okay. And we can plant anything that grows on regular farmland on the aqueous soil. That's perfectly fine. Just making sure things are still okay here. And so as we can see here, the water crop is auto harvesting itself and then just timing out and disappearing. We still have this guy. This is all on aqueous soil. This is how we're automating getting our food right now, the stuffed aubergines. There we go. So now we can do a similar farm setup over there. What do we need for a block breaker? We might need to, let's do that. We need the one from random things. The cyclic one has inventory in it, doesn't it? No, maybe not. The open blocks one uses a pickaxe. Oh, so I see why I probably made this one. This one's probably cheaper. Yep. Block breaker breaks blocks in front of it and puts drops in inventories behind it. It can be controlled using redstone signal. That's, yeah, we'll do this one. So we need cobblestone, a redstone torch, and an iron pick. All right, let's make the redstone torch. Make the iron pick. And then you. All right, so we have, probably don't need more than one. Yeah, probably don't need more than one. So let's set this up over at the farm, because that's where we're going to need the resources anyway. I think it might be a good place to do it right here. We have this little spot. We can block it off in case we want the animals to roam, which I doubt it anyway. But we can put it here. It's right on the other side of the wall here, where we're going to have access to our ritual. So we might be able to... We might be able to use a hopper hawk. It might have enough range without mana to put the hopper hawk right here next to the chest. It might not have enough range without mana. We'll have to see. If not, we'll have to pick things up a different way. But let's go over to the water. We need to make this all. Let's do 8 right now. And you just chuck them in. There we go. They have become water ones. And we can put what's behind this spot? The chickens. Let's not do that. I'm just trying to figure out where to put the breaker. We could put the breaker there and just not have an inventory, then it just drop the items like the rest of the crops. Oh. Okay. So then we want that to be the spot that the melon stem grows on. And then we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 different other crops. Add a little extra light up there. Okay. We'll do carrots here, wild root, wild wheat. And those will all, once they fully grow, pop off on their own and just float here. And we just need to block this off if we want to keep the animals from getting at it. So that's Let's see if I have any more fence gates in my chest of stuff. No, but I can make some. All right. Okay. That works. We're gonna move you. There. Does that take care of light still? Yes. All right. Now we need a method of picking up the stuff and putting it in that chest down here. But the other thing I foresee a challenge is getting wool in here. So maybe we need to do this part manually for now until I figure out a way of getting just those items in here. Yeah. All right, so picking up everything we need. Out of what we currently have ability to do, there is the Hopper Hawk from Botania, which we haven't made any functional flowers yet, so that's a possibility. Or the item vacuum from Embers. I think I'm happiest with the Hopper Hawk. So the recipe for the Hopper Hawk, this guy, it doesn't need mana, but if it gets mana, it has a wider range. Just some petals, a redstone root, and a rune of air, which we can craft these now since we set that up last time. So let's go ahead and do a Hopper Hawk. So we need to go to the root. No, just home. All right. So we need a redstone root. I'm pretty sure I thought I had grass, but I guess not. We'll just get some. Do I have redstone here? Might have to go grab some. Oh, there we go. Redstone and grass. And then witch petals. Dark gray, light gray. We've got just one light gray. Alright, do I have bone meal in here? Somewhere? I think I do in that chest. There's a couple. Okay. So yeah, let's pick these up. Hello there. Where did the light gray one go? Okay, let's not mess with you. Did you grab it? You did. Give it back. Dang it. Okay. So let's go get it. Gimme, gimme. Hello, everybody. My goodness. All the badness. Aha. Alright, and then we'll convert you. There we go. Okay. So now we have everything we need, don't we? No, we need the Rendition, which we've made one. All right. Yay! Do I have a bucket? Oh, there's already water in there. Two of you, and you. Yes. There we go. That in there. There's shears back in here. And sleep. Okay, so we need a chest. And I'm going to try and put the chest down in the ritual area, separate from the one we need for the ritual. But if I can put it here, that would be amazing. Okay, so we would put the hopper hawk here, and I don't think I have a monocle. I haven't made one to see the range of this guy, so we're just gonna have to hope. And we put you there. Alright, and so if we go up here, and in this area where there's going to be crops, oops, I picked you up. Yes, they're all picked up in that range, so we're fine. That hopper hawk picked them up. Great, it's also picking up. Alright, we're gonna need to limit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise it's going to pick up stuff from the chickens. So we're going to need to pull this out a little bit so that we can put item frames on the chest. Alright, we're gonna move the dirt spot there for the hopper hawk. I'm gonna put the chest here, and then I can access all of the sides to put item frames on. Alright, so now we need item frames. So let's get some cows. Let's get the ones that aren't already corralled in there. And there was a lot of animals out here. I got all of my animals from out here in this area. So let's see if there are any left. There are deer. Do deer drop leather? Hi, do you drop leather? Don't have leather, but I do have mutton. Okay, there's another deer. There's an owl. I didn't collect the owls. I didn't think they were needed. Yay. There's one. 2, right? No, still just 1. There's 3. One more piece of leather, guys. What kind of spawner is in this one? It is zombies. Did we empty this? We did not. Good to know. Cow, cow, where are you, cow? Oh, it's just a huge amount of oil. Really, really. Ooh. I didn't even notice that. Should we see what spawner that is? Once we find a cow. There's buggies. There's another spawner. What are you? Husk. I collected all the runes around it. That's for sure. Here's a cow. Dang it. Why can't I skin these cows? Well, let's kill some of these deer then. See if I can't get leather from these guys. Yay! We did! Okay, so let's find out what this is because I haven't seen it before. And it spawns wither skeletons. Ooh. I don't think I have another diamond chest on me. And there's a chest underneath of it. Let's grab a chest transporter. And grab that. Let's do it right now. Alright, so we need a diamond. Diamonds. Why can't I see there? And then we need to make, I've got sticks, so pick that guy up. I didn't see it because of all that oil. Just a tree. Might just be a tree up there. It just threw me off. All right. Aha! Oh, and of course the oil flows through. Are we going to be able to... I can't jump because of the chest transporter. That's right. There we go. Can't jump in oil either, so this is a problem. Okay. I just need you to not float. Dang it. There's a frog. I wonder if frogs drop anything. I seriously just need you to not float in there so that I can get at the chest. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna move you over one more. Okay. Arg, nothing super cool. That was a fight. Okay, so let's take you down. Oh, no, no, no. Darn it. That was unpleasant. Really, really unpleasant. Okay. Great. So we got a bunch of runestone. We have our leather that we need. Fire bombs, poison bombs, magic crystals. We'll put the gunpowder in there. Okay, let's go make ourselves some item frames. And have you guys grown at all? I need the wild wheat. Only at 14%. I need melon slices too. I didn't grab wood. All right. Item frames. Alright, so for those of you who might not know what I'm doing, a hopper hawk is filtered via item frames on the inventory that it's inserting into. And with the Wand of the Force, you can configure it to say put only items that are in item frames in the chest, or don't put items that are in item frames in the chest. So it can be a white list or a black list. It is limited, of course, by the number of item frames you can fit on the chest. If you have a double chest, you can fit a bit more. We only need this many. We need it for the wild root and carrots. And then when we have melons and wild wheat, those are the other things we need, but they're not grown yet. So yeah, but we can put you back. And of course it's going to pick up any eggs and stuff that it sees in the chicken farm right there. But this is the beginning of our farm right here, so it's close enough. And I am going to put light here to keep other things from spawning in this area. Should I grab the bones from that chest? We could have bone mealed the bit of farm, couldn't we have? Anyway, let's go up here. Do we have a shears on us? Looks like no. Alright, doesn't look like we have any iron on us either. Yep, we have runic shears. These aren't what we need. Okay. So let's make ourselves some shears, because I don't think I have any. I mean, I have some over in the Botania area, but I don't believe I have any others. Food. Put that in there because we don't need, well, come to think of it, we could use one of those and start filling our chest. I don't have wild wheat here because it's a roots thing. I could go grab some. Totally could. We don't need the melon seeds anymore or the wild wheat seeds because they're growing. We have a scroll we should deliver, and that rune stone that we collected, as well as wither skeletons, yay! And the rune stone. That's something else we need to deliver to the wizardry chest. Purple slate, I have that here. Alright, so let's go to the Roots School of Magic. And to the chest that we have outside here with the stuffs in it. I'm going to put you away and these two things away. I don't have any wild wheat here. Let's get some. Right down here. Okay. Go back to the barn. Down here. And melon. And the wild wheat will go on the side that doesn't have anything, which is this one. Alright, so it defaults to whitelist. The Hopper Hawk does, so we don't have to change it. We would need the Wand of the Forest to change it. I'll show you if I have it. Nope, I left it in the Britannia area. Oh well. Not a big deal. Oh, nope, here it is. Look. So it says pick up only, oh, probably hard to see. Pick up only items in item frames, and if I shift right click, nope, if I don't need you to be bound, unbind. Function mode, haha. It should switch. Shift. Okay, shift right click. Pick up only items not in frames. Pick up any items. Pick up only items in frames. When it did any items, of course it picked a fix. So again, it doesn't need mana for short distances. It just needs mana for a larger range. So we're all set. It is going to now start collecting the things on the item frames. And we'll be able to pull these items plus wool, which is why we have the shears, into here. And I need my flint and steel. We're going to grab a few items. It is nighttime. I don't want to explore out there. Alright. Grab some wool. Hello, guys. We're gonna run over here and grab that bone meal so that we can get these crops fully grown. The ones we saw in that loot chest. Why leave loot, right? I don't know what I'm gonna do about this oil up here. I really don't like that it's flowing. It's probably affecting my frame rate when I'm in this area. I probably would have to go all the way up there and try to find where all of the sources are. I don't know if there's any sources in this flowing mess. Is it worth the doing? I don't know. We want everything out of here. Take you two. We're gonna leave the zombie spawner because I already have one. So what's your thoughts? Is it worth doing, going up there to get the stop flowing? And I don't think I'm going to need any oil unless I do oil as my buildcraft power for forestry. Yeah, I don't know. Bones, we only have a couple, but yeah, we'll be able to get these. 85, 85, that's already at 85, get you fully grown. Oop. It already harvested and gave it to me. Where is it? Oop. Yay. used up a bit of bone meal. So, what's in here now? We're just waiting on some wild wheat, and then we'll be able to run this once. And I will show you how it works.